Hi everyone, welcome to the Extra 5. In this episode, I'm really excited because it's a concern that pretty much everyone has, which is what to do with your hair for a weekend wedding. And obviously it doesn't have to be for a wedding, but any big event that you're going to that's over a couple of days where you have like a Friday night event, a Saturday night event, a Sunday day event, whatever it is, and what do you do with your hair for the whole weekend? It's not like we all have a hairstylist in our pocket or anything. So I want to introduce to you one of my best friends in the world and a brilliant hair and makeup artist, Joey Maalouf.
So the first look I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna take my fingers and I'm gonna section the top of the head closest to the face and section it off almost to the crown of the head. And I'm just gonna kind of roll it around my fingers, almost like my fingers are a curler. And I'm just gonna kind of section it off. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna go back to that section in a minute. Then I'm gonna section right behind the ear towards the crown of the head. I'm gonna move all the other hair aside. And I'm going to twist the hair going towards the crown. And then I'm gonna secure it with a couple bobby pins. So I'm gonna section the hair using my pinky, going all the way up to the crown. Then I like to push the hair all to the other side because once I let it go and twist it, I don't wanna add any more hair to it. So I'm just gonna twist the hair. And you wanna twist the hair going up. It kind of gives you like a nice little bit of a eye lift. I'm gonna secure it, and it's maybe an inch away from the other twist. I'm just securing it using a couple bobby pins because once I do the middle one, I'm gonna secure all three of them together. All right, then I'm gonna take this top section, I'm gonna do the same thing. And you don't wanna go too tight when you're doing the top section so that you have a little bit of lift. Because what I'm gonna do once I secure it, or actually even before you secure it, you can do it after you secure it also. I'm just gonna go and kind of move the hair around so that you get a bit of a softer effect. And then I'm gonna secure this, connecting it to the other two twists. You wanna basically start from the outside twist and then kind of go in the direction of the opposite twist and then almost sew it in there and push it back into the direction that you started. And then you can hairspray those flyaways in place. It could look, you know, undone but polished. You didn't spend too much time to get to the rehearsal dinner, but you know, you're either in the wedding party or you're not, but you still look gorgeous and effortless. So now it's the day of the wedding and you obviously want to look so gorgeous and glamorous, but you don't want to spend too much time on your hair. I'm going to show you a really quick way to put your hair up that's not only cool, but it will take no time at all. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to split the hair down the middle from the front of the head to the nape. And then I'm going to section the hair into 3 sections, pulling really tightly on the section in the back towards the nape, and I'm gonna start a braid. So basically you're gonna braid the hair into pigtails, and once you begin the braid, I kinda like to do it in the beginning and pull some wispy pieces out. You can go back into them and curl them later, but I tend to like to leave them fuzzy. I think it looks a little more romantic. So then you're gonna go to the braid until you almost get to the end, and I'm losing one of the pieces there, so I am going to wrap an elastic band around it and leave the 4 inches as the tail, because we're gonna hide that anyway later. Then I'm gonna go back into the braid and I'm gonna just mess it up with my fingertips. And I think the messier the better. And I'm gonna take my index and middle finger and I'm gonna put it in the middle of the braid, and then I'm gonna basically wrap it around and then take my fingers out. So basically you kind of get this like Princess Leia vibe. You can eventually, after you pin it, cut the elastic out. I'm gonna just kind of leave the elastic in because I'm gonna kind of keep the braided bun a little tighter. You just go back into you just kind of fuzz it out like that. And just like that, you have an updo for a wedding. And so just a little bit cooler than what everybody else will be doing. And you did it yourself in less than 5 minutes. So now it's the morning after the wedding and you have to rush to the brunch. I'm gonna show you a really quick way to use last night's texture and turn it into a really fabulous hairstyle. So you can either sleep in the bun or you can just take them out and sleep with the braid. So you want to keep those braids in. And then once you take them out in the morning, what you're left with is this like beautiful, sexy, undone dent that would probably take you like an hour and a half to do on your own with a curling iron. I'm going to do a deep side part. When your hair's a little dirtier, it's kind of a little easier to work with and move around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pinky, I'm going to go and create like a triangle and section it up to the crown of the head, and I'm going to move all the hair aside. I'm going to take just a touch of pomade on my fingertips just to kind of smooth out the edges of the front of the hair. And you can kind of help smooth out the part too, because then it'll help it stay in place. I'm going to take a tiny little elastic that's the same color as the hair. I'm going to just turn this into like its own tiny little ponytail. And you want to make this really tight because it'll really make the look a little more polished and glamorous. And you can bring all the hair around and it gives like this nice lift right here. I'm going to take this beautiful tortoise, kind of like a giant clip that I got from the drugstore, and I'm going to cover the rubber band with it. And there you have 3-day-old hair that looks so major for the after-wedding brunch.
I hope you loved this episode of The Extra 5. I hope you learned a lot. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to welcome Joey Maalouf to YouTube, so please check the box below for where to find him.